Multimedia technology takes computer power. It takes at least a Pentium 2 compatible computer with a hard drive, a minimum of 64 megabytes of RAM, and the more RAM the better, probably a mouse, probably a high-resolution color monitor and video card so that we can see what we've produced, and word processing software package possibly, scanner or related software, a laser printer or an inkjet photo quality printer, and then maybe a graphics software package. These are just some of the tools that we might use for multimedia. And again, the process is sampling, and the more power that we have to create and hold samples, the better our multimedia is going to be. So let's discuss sampling at greater depth. More samples mean a more lifelike representation. For example, if I were to turn on a light in real life and leave that light turned on, you could picture that as an analog presentation of that light being turned on. So you can picture in your mind that the light is constantly on. Then in real life, I turn the light back off, and now you can picture that that light is off. And as long as I leave the light off, it continues to be off. But if I were to flip the light switch fast enough, you would see the light as on all the time, because the light in your eyes would be there even when I was flipping the switch off. Our brain can only comprehend so fast. So a computer can represent something faster than our mind can comprehend it. And that's what the fundamental of sampling is. In other words, if we have many samples versus few samples, the smoothness of the representation will be noted in our mind. And it will, whether we can see that consciously or whether we just pick that up unconsciously, it will make a better presentation. There's only a certain number of samples that we need in order for it to fuse together for our eyes. But the faster we make those samples, or the more samples that we put together, the better it will be for us consciously as well as subconsciously, so that it turns into a multimedia presentation, which we would say is smooth and can't believe how good that looks. But additional sampling requires additional processing speed and more RAM. It's very resource intensive. All multimedia technology is extremely resource intensive, and companies that focus on multimedia technology, for example DreamWorks, have tremendous server farms and tremendous computer technology that they're working with in order to recreate something that fools our human mind into thinking that something happened that really just happened on the computer. So it's an amazing technology. And next we'll talk about some attempts at standardization and where multimedia is headed today.